Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video, and right here, right now, we are actually getting a taste of sweet victory. Now, as you guys have maybe seen as of last night, but we saw an official post from PlayStation coming on out, and now basically backstepping everything, backtracking out the big issues with Helldivers, and it is kind of like a somewhat big win. I think a lot of people in the community are very happy about this news, and it kind of turned into like a really weird David versus Goliath vibe, where I still think like the initial, having to link your account, I really still don't think that's a big deal, but people losing access to their game they already bought, or as well just kind of somewhat cocky in really rude ways, like a lot of people in the devs were handling stuff, and sometimes even the CEO, like it was kind of an overall mess. But thankfully, like most of the things was actually solved relatively quickly within like the entire weekend, so someone who doesn't really look at gaming news or only works like a 9 to 5 and kind of checks like Reddit or whatever throughout the day, they probably even know this was all ongoing in the first place. But let's go talk about the kind of big victory over here. Let me know if you guys are excited, or if you guys even think you guys don't care, or if it was overblown. Like, I can understand that too as well. And of course, the Twitter and Twitch room down below. I think we have one last day of our 10-year Twitch celebration. If you guys want to board, you want to go follow, you guys are very welcome to. So, as I mentioned, let me go and show you guys over here the tweet over here where it has from PlayStation themselves. The good old PlayStation official account already has over 100,000 favorites, like a lot, like just good tweet. Like, it's been pretty viral. 11 million views already so far as of 11 p.m. at night. Helldivers fans. Sorry, Helldivers fans, we've heard your feedback on the Helldivers 2 account linking update. So that's, if you guys have missed it or lived underneath a rock, you had to go and have your PlayStation Network account connected to play Helldivers even when you're on Steam. And I kept on saying how there's just a big issue on mistreatment on how PC players are. It's like a slightly different demographic. It's kind of like mobile gamers are slightly different than console gamers that are slightly different than, let's say, retro gamers versus, let's say, PC gamers versus mobile, like Switch gamers. Just a little bit of a different vibe. It's all gamers at the end of the day. Like, you're all welcome underneath this big rock. But like I said, PC gamers are a little bit slightly different, have a slightly different culture at the end of the day. And I think PlayStation, some people are calling out PlayStation a lot for them having to have more signups to like have like a better ratio of PlayStation signups to be when we talk to like those big shareholder meetings of, yeah, we had 52 million brand new unique accounts versus 50, and then it looks really nice for stockholders, has growth for the platform, or whatever it might go and be. So there's a lot of drama tied into it. It's like more of the internet connecting drama. I think like just the high level of your account being connected is still an issue, sure, or could be a drama, sure, too, as well. But when it comes to PlayStation as a whole, it's not PC, so this is one of those issues. Anyway, so they're saying the May 6th update, which was kind of the big, issue with everyone, which would have required Steam and PlayStation Network account linking for new players and for current players beginning on May 30th, will not be moving forward from the official PlayStation side. Thumbs up. I think a lot of people are happy. I think people are now actually backstepping their own negative review and making it a better review, and it just seems nice. So they're saying, we're still learning what is best for PC players, and your feedback has been invaluable. And this is kind of like the big thing I kept on saying. I literally just said a minute ago. PC is a different beast. It's very similar. Some people like me already have a PlayStation. I can barely sit next to the bourbon. But like the PlayStation and PC, I do everything. Like whatever I want to play, I will do everything. Like, I don't mind. I really do not mind at all. One of the bigger issues is that some people will, and some people are a little bit more on the tight side. And I understand that too as well. You have to go treat everyone with respect on their own different cultures. Once again, PC people are different than PlayStation people, which Xbox people are slightly different. Some people just have every console, they don't care. But like I'm trying to say, there is a little bit of a difference when it comes to mobile gamers versus console gamers and all that. Like, if you guys don't agree with that one, I don't know what else to say. But either way, this is nice. They're saying that right now they are learning. They want to hear the feedback. And this is actually like a somewhat proper protest. A lot of people were upset in general. Like, I think some people may have went a little bit overboard, maybe for impression farming or whatever, but it is a big deal because a lot of this stuff always sets a precedent. And if the precedent is already set in a negative tone, and every game has to have this, or it gets like more so, I think the fact that it was multiple months after the game has come out, that was, I think, the biggest issue for most folks. And I would agree on that. But as long as you get all this type of stuff done, and you can kind of fix it, I think right now it's good. Like, the game itself is kind of redeemed. Like, PlayStation got, like, smacked a little bit, but at the end of the day, they kind of learned, and they learned that this is not how you're supposed to treat PC players, and at the same time, I'd also take a little bit of ease off of PlayStation people as well. Because don't forget, right now we do have a brand new upcoming PlayStation CEO. We don't know who it is yet, but we do have an intern CEO, and they're trying to figure out like what the next projection is going to be, how they want to change PlayStation as a whole. And I do think that's a big important thing because we want to make sure the next upcoming CEO of PlayStation is going to like video games and want to put these games on PC. Mainly for me, because I'm a PC guy, I'm a little bit biased, but I do think they'd make a lot of money. And having a cross launch of Helldivers and PC at the same exact time is a really, really good vibe. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic because it lets a lot more people play, cross-play and everything. Anyway, so people are happy. Like, at this point, I am happy. I think people should be celebrating this. A lot of people were doing, like, the David versus Goliath, big against big PlayStation boyo, and they did at least listen. Now, I still think he was very tone-deaf, especially considering, and my idea on this is the fact that they were able to do this at any point is kind of a warning sign. Because they very easily backtrack this. Like, they very were like, hey, we can shut up. So with how easy this was to be addressed and kind of relaxed, the fact that they still kind of doubled down, at least for a little bit, before they saw such massive, like, feedback, negative feedback, overwhelmingly negative feedback, mind you, like, it makes me kind of a little bit almost insulted. I appreciate this. This is, like, goodwill. This is good vibes. I think PlayStation did good here. And if you did go leave a negative review, I would probably make it positive. I never did that. I was too lazy, but... like, some people even say that up in other various Reddits and other posts. We'll talk about that in a second. But at the end of the day, like, they could have done this at any point. They could have just even realized the game was going fine and never even had this thought. Like, someone in a meeting could have said, yeah, whatever, let's have a good vibe on PC. Let's try to have a good impression, which I've been saying the past, like, 3 days. And now the fact that it is a bad first impression, that's not really that good. Now, they did go backtrack it, so people should be happy. I myself am happy they listen, and I hope they don't do any crazy weird tomfoolery, even though, once again, it isn't the biggest deal and biggest struggle. Once again, EA, GTA, Xbox, whoever, they've also done the same things, where they just have these disconnects or whatever. Like, I understand it 100%. But, yeah, it's weird. I kind of find that PlayStation gets so much flack for this. Like, maybe it's because it is console. Maybe they're a little bit more on the extra side to make sure that we do not want this precedent to be consistent. I completely get that, too. But either way, a lot of people are happy with this. Like, people are saying, holy moly, massive gamer W did it, gamers. Though they're going to wait to reinstall. Great decision. Glad things got sorted, too, as well. And there are somewhat concerned how many people may even go and change their reviews, mainly because there is a chance that people are just too lazy. Like, they kind of got scarred at the end of the day. But the other, like, yeah, insane W, dude, fans won, and some people even like Pirate Software, who's been blowing up a lot. While this is a victory for the players, you've left a lasting stain on your brand as a publisher. Many people have very little reason to trust Sony going forward. I don't think this is 100% true, but I do agree with parts of this, mainly because, like, I'm, as a PlayStation Sony guy, I understand. Like, I get it. Just, I think this was a little bit on the overblown side, just being fully honest. But it is nice, more so for the people who lost their games. That is where I think my issue was. So that alone was kind of a big lasting stain. If I was, like, Lithuanian and I was never able to play the game I bought in the first place, I would definitely feel scarred. So I do get that. I do agree on that one. But at the same time, I think a general amount of people are just more annoyed. They just don't want to deal with it. They didn't like the vibe. Like, I can understand that a lot more. So at the end of the day, like, yeah, people are upset. I think people are upset. I think it was a little bit overblown, but it's rightfully so. And sometimes you have to have that random controversy to be like, hey, respect us a little bit more. Like, give us a little bit of pushback to make sure everything vibes out well, which I think is smart. I still think this actually does smart. People are like, yo, so bullying Megacorps does work too as well. So just everything is like, it's kind of good vibes. We even saw up on Reddit too, where people are like, let's go. Then at Helldivers is legendary. Do we have to be courage to be free? Everyone's like, this is democracy. Let's go. We're going to change your negative reviews back to positive, because I would say most people are pretty happy. And they're enjoying the change. I'm happy that they had to as well. Democracy wins. Mod should pin this. I already changed my review back to positive. So if you guys want to, feel free to. Some people, though, are going to be hurt regardless. Like, they're going to sit here and have this whole entire situation happen. And they, like, understand. Like, sometimes people will be scarred forever. Like, they may not feel happy with this or may not want to come back, which I 100% get. But I think I'm one of those people more as, like, forgive and forget. They fix it within the weekend. They probably had to do some executive meetings. It should have never been pushed in the first place. I still stand by that one. And people who lost access to their game in different countries is horrible news. I really do feel bad for those people. Horrible, horrible news. But at the same exact time, like, they did backtrack and they did apologize pretty much, kind of, sort of. And I still think if they really want to get more PlayStation users, they should have just done, like, a free, like, you know, credit system, free weapons, maybe cool skins or something special, PlayStation shirt, PlayStation cape, I don't know. And, like, had that so it was a nice incentivization for people to join and do it, like, just normally. Because, like, they already had this weird hiccup in the first place. Why was this never brought up in a meeting or had different options first? We have to do it. And, like, once again, the fact that they were very easy to backtrack it, that kind of changed things a lot for me. It does change things a lot. So I don't know. It's a very intriguing situation because usually PC is still the uncharted territory when it comes to these consoles. And it is nice. Like I said, it is nice. The community is very happy with this one. People are proud of the community. Everyone out here has been very happy with these posts. And like, yeah, they're like, yeah, let's manage democracy. We're getting the memes, and they're all happy. We go back to fighting over patch notes. So it does kind of seem like people are happy now. Like a lot of people want them to go back to reviews to be positive. People were happy with the game itself. I was too. But I want to hear your thoughts on everything down below. But we got the victor's merch. So I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We got the Twitter and Twitch stream down below. You guys are all beautiful. And stream by Twitch if you guys want to. I love you guys. Good night, good night, good night.